What's up, guys? Welcome back excuse me, to this episode of the Road to Redemption podcast. Your boy Cam. What's happening? Man, it's good to be with you guys. It's been a crazy busy day. Got a lot of good stuff coming up. Got a lot of good stuff to tell you. I think we have a good episode coming on. Just slow down. Yeah, man, it's all been good. Shit, it's the holidays. You know, the fight's over, so everything's been slowing down as far as training goes. I'm not training for anything right now, but I still have been training. My wife has been picking up her training, so I've been kind of taking on more of a trainer role, which is cool, and that's helped me also since I am still a personal trainer. Been doing a lot of that. That's been cool. Been watching, been doing a whole lot more relaxing, so I hurt my side. I don't know if I got either intercostal sprain or I broke my rib, one of the two. I hurt my side. It's not fun. Usually activity really irritates it, so I try to limit that right now. So I've been doing a whole lot more scrolling through the social media, which I don't care for. I'm not a fan of. Been doing a whole lot more sitting on my hind with my wife watching TV, which again, I'm not a big fan of being inactive, but it is necessary sometimes, especially with an injury. So due to that, I've been watching with all the holiday stuff. I see the panic starting to set in for everybody when they're trying to tidy up Christmas lists and get Christmas feasts ready and stuff like that. Try not to do that, man. Try not to stress about it. Remember what the holidays really are about. You know, for y'all, if it's for religious stuff and it's honestly about honoring whatever God you believe was born that day, well, hey, it's not about gifts. To human beings down here, and if you just think it's a time for family, make sure that you keep it about family and it doesn't become about the products that you're going to give your family. Don't make it about shit, right? The age-old tale. Christmas is not about gift giving. It's about just being together, and it's about the feeling you get, man. Christmas is my favorite time of year. And I'm not religious by any means or anything like that. I'm just, man, I fucking love Christmas. It's the feeling. I don't know. Maybe it's because I had a really good Christmas, like when I was a kid. I always remember my Christmases pretty fondly. So you know, that's why. My wife so much not a fan, not a big Christmas person. And that's a weird dynamic because now it's almost changed where my wife is really into Christmas. Excuse me, didn't mean for really into Christmas. Sorry, I'm losing my voice from yelling at title. My wife is getting really into Christmas this year, which is cool, and I think that's because of our little one, you know, our little one Olivia. We do have, both of our daughters will be here this upcoming weekend, which is really dope. Not this upcoming weekend, next. Which is dope. We get to celebrate my oldest daughter and her birthday, on top of we're going to celebrate Christmas with her that weekend, so that's cool. Okay, enough about me, more into y'all. One thing I've noticed, I told y'all I've been scrolling through social media a lot more. One thing I've noticed is around this time of year, not only do donation requests come up a lot more because it's the holidays and people are obviously in need with the cold weather and stuff like that. People are always in need, but this year, 'tis the season of giving, so maybe that's why you see more of it. But also, I've been seeing more of like the passive-aggressive volunteer post kind of things, where not necessarily volunteer work, but I saw something the other day. A lady took a picture, right? So I'm trying to remember because I just wrote a note down for the show, and I usually do that to trigger a thought. And I'm having a hard time remembering exactly what the picture was. I get the general overview. But the lady was like, it was like the picture of the back of an old lady getting into her car. And you could tell that the lady who was taking the picture was holding the door open for the car. And she was like, below it, there was the whole description of the backstory. Just so you guys know, that old lady who's walking slowly through the parking lot, she's 70 years old, thinking of the time when she was 13 running through the snow with her friends. And it was explaining like why older people walk slowly. And then this person goes on to go, and because of this, while you all would be laughing, I helped her to her car and made sure she got in safely and said, had a good day. And this lady like started kissing her own ass. And this is a person I know. This isn't like a famous meme that was going on. This is someone I've seen on Facebook, like, and somebody I know exists. And it was just so crazy. And then I kept seeing more stuff like that. Like, people would share stuff on Facebook. I donated to this charity. It was like, well, you don't have to say it. Right? That's the point. I think you downplay it when you talk about it. If you're going to do stuff for people, don't talk about it. Don't say anything about it. Because now it's not you're doing it for them. Now you're doing it for clout. You're doing it for, oh, I want my karma to be good. I truly believe your intentions mean so much. They mean everything. If you do stuff with good intentions, I believe that good results will come. You may bump and fall and scrape your shit along the way, but I truly believe that if you honestly, within your heart, do shit with the best of intentions, I think you're always going to end up being okay. At least that's kind of almost the religion I base my life off of. Excuse me. Oh, man. Look at me yawning on my own show. Excuse me, sorry. It's almost the religious belief that I base my life off of, borderline religious anyway, which is what you put out is what comes back to you. More simple, more complex than karma. I mean that in your thoughts, your words, your actions, your attitude. I believe that in the things you listen to, the music you listen to, the way you consume, especially the things you consume early in the day. I think that's very important. And I think that should be seen as almost spiritualistic. Your energy and the way you control that and the way you consume what is allowed to be entered into your mind, that is something of old religion. They don't, old school Christianity and Catholicism, they warn very closely against, don't listen to false preachers, don't buy into old ways of thinking or new ways of thinking, because that's temptation. Everybody is very quick to want to make you weary of what's out there if you try to expand your mind and expand the way you think. I think that's the worst thing you can do to yourself. Now, here's my biggest question, and I don't know why I'm going on religion so hard. I guess it's because I went politics last time. Here's my thing with religion. And this is the question I've never understood, is, okay, I was not born and raised. I was raised from about the time I was 11 until I was probably 24. I would have considered myself a Southern Baptist Christian, right? So I believed in the white dude with the long hair, and I believed he was up above the clouds, and if I prayed to him, and I made sure that I had faith that he was the Son of God and he was born again, that as long as I prayed to him and I did not idolize anyone else or anything else, that was my guy and that he would take care of me. Well, through my whole life, I still hurt. And bad shit kept coming up, and also, I wasn't doing anything to help myself. Let me check my camera. Double check it just because I don't want to lose the whole freaking episode. Alright. So yeah, I hurt. Now, I wasn't doing things to help myself. I was drinking and doing drugs and bullshitting and doing whatever. So, in the same regard, though, I hit a place, really, when my life got better, when I was about 25, and I started listening, funny enough, man, I'm sorry, guys, to the Joe Rogan Experience. And it just made me start thinking of other shit. And I was like, man, that is something else I can consider. And in the beginning, it was so scary for me. Because every time I would even consider, like, hey, not even that God's not real, but just that I would consider something maybe other than what I had thought, I would start to get this anxiety, like, oh man, you ain't supposed to do that. You're not supposed to feel that way. You're not supposed to think that way. And I was like, shit, dude, that's religion. Religion had me in that box for my whole life. You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to think that. Oh, don't do that. That doesn't mean I always acted on that. But that was always in my head. So even when I did things that maybe were outside of those characteristics, I would beat myself to hell and back because of it. Outside of, thinking that I had just done something bad, but I believe that betrayed the creator of the universe. And I was like, oh my God, what the fuck is going to happen to me? So then when bad shit would happen, I was like, well, it makes sense. I fucked over the big guy, you know? Well, makes sense. Then I go to church and, you know, they sing songs and you're very emotionally attached to those songs because the beats, they build and they're very strong and powerful, especially in the vocals usually. And get you very emotionally involved. And then all of a sudden they tell you about how relatable they are, the person speaking to you, and how, you know, I was just like you, and I've done this, and I'm this person, and I get angry at my spouse. But the Word teaches us, bam, and then there's all this shit to tear you the fuck down. And you know what it reminded me of? Basic goddamn training. When you are trying to get broken the fuck down, what do? Good cop, bad cop. You got a guy coming in, come on man, you can do it, you got it, hey motherfucker, blah, blah, blah. And it's manipulation. Now, I'm not saying religion is manipulation, I'm saying that the styles of public speaking and sales have blended now with religion. Which is why I fucking hate organized religion, and I fucking hate sales from a sales manual, right? Now, you guys can see, I got something working. Shh. I got something working. I'm going to bring ethics back to sales. I'm going to bring morals back to sales. I'm going to do it. I'm going to produce more content than I've ever produced. And I think I'm going to bring you guys more value than I've ever brought to you before. And I'm very excited for it. Anywho, we will carry on. We will carry on from my rant about religion. If you guys buy into religion, I think that's great. I think religion, I have my own religion. It's not important what that is. You know, I think everyone's religion should be unique to them. But I have my own religious beliefs, and I believe that everyone should be able to express whatever theirs are as well. So at the end of the day, that's how I see it. Anywho, I went through this week, man, and I have found a lot of solitude, honestly. Isolation, a lot of me being with me, trying to figure out what the hell I want to do, right? The fight happened. I took about a week, 2 weeks, kind of bounced back from that. I was hurting pretty good and just trying to get my shit back together, figure out a plan. And ever since then, a lot of good things have been coming my way. A lot of good opportunities. Not sure what all we're going to make of them, but there's a lot of good stuff coming. And I have been enjoying the fact that for once I can tell you peace, ladies and gentlemen. Not that everything's perfect in my life, and sure there's bills out there that aren't paid, and got stuff like that, but I want to encourage you, man. I know I sound like a broken record, probably. Yeah. I want to encourage you guys as much as I can right now while you're listening, wherever you are in your car, whether you're listening to me in your headphones, while you're laying in bed, or while you're at work, or you're walking down the street, wherever you are right now. I want you to stop. Don't close your fucking eyes. Good night, 11. I can already see you motherfuckers driving, closing your eyes, getting ready to get all into it. Don't. Fucking eyes up, goofball. I want you to think for a minute. Yeah. In the next hour of your life, what will you be doing? You got it? Okay, most of you will probably listen to this on December 13th, 2019. Which means it'll officially be Friday, and most of you probably just thought either I'm going to fuck back to bed because I don't work today, or I'm going to work. Some of you may be going to a workout, which is great. I applaud you. One thing I want you to consider is what you will be doing in the next hour. Now, what will you be doing in the next 3 hours? And don't fucking answer, it'll be leaving what I was doing the first thing. Smart asses. Second 3 hours from now, what will you be doing, right? To make a long story short, guys, I want you to do everything with a purpose. Yeah? Do it with a purpose, so no matter what that thing is, whether it be going to the gym, going to work, resting, hanging out with your kids, cleaning the house, do it with a purpose. I'm doing this so I can get it done so I can do this. That's doing something with a purpose. I'm doing this to get it done so I can then do this. You're doing it with a purpose, not just, I gotta get the kitchen clean today. Or, I gotta get work done today. No, motherfucker. I have to get in the office. I have to, okay, boom, send my morning emails. Boom, check, proofread my memos. Whatever you do, you have to do it. When the workload is done, okay, what can I do? If you're running out of time, right, in your business day or whatever, find shit to do. If you, your boss doesn't pay attention to the fact that you get paid for 8 hours, but you get your job done in 3, well, hey, you've got 5 hours to fucking do your thing or be better at your job, do a side hustle, whatever, A lot of people right now, I see us, we're cashing it in. We got these jobs, we're at these places in life. I know my listener base is close to my age, and a lot of you are finding jobs now that are comfortable, and your bills are getting paid now, and life may be a little less stressful, and we're getting comfortable, we're having families, and we're stopping chasing shit. I'm watching y'all settle in, especially now this time of year. Y'all are settling in, getting comfy, forgetting about shit. No, don't do that. Don't do that, guys. It's fucking December. Christmas, great. We admit it. I love it. The best. It's December what? 12th? 12th. Halfway through December. It's going to be January 1st in, a couple weeks. Then everyone's going to be talking about all these fucking goals that they have and all this shit they want to do. And, man, save it. Fucking save it. Save it. Don't even fucking post it, please. If you make me a promise, if you listen to this fucking show, you will not post a 2019 is going to be my fucking year. This is what I'm going to accomplish. Don't. Fucking don't. Here's what I'd rather you do. Write an accountability letter. You can send it to my DMs on Instagram, at Cam Williamson Official. Send it there. Cam, this is what I'm doing in 2019. This is what the fuck I'm doing. I'm going to play y'all a clip. I'm going to put it in here. I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to put it in of what I told y'all on January 1st of this year. I've thought about that moment every fucking day of this year. When I told y'all I was going to stop talking about myself a certain way. I was going to stop speaking negatively about myself. That was the biggest change I told y'all. I promised you I was going to make. I would change the way I saw myself. And just by doing that one thing, my life has changed. Now, I'm going to show you the clip.
That's my challenge. And I know it. I know that if I get that part under control, when I get that under control in 2019 is actually going to be my year. Because I'm going to get rid of that self-doubt. I'm going to get rid of the thought that I'm not worth shit. And I want you all to dedicate to yourself that you'll do it too. I'm not asking you to go out and buy the books that I'm reading, and I'm not asking you to buy the supplements that I take that I do to optimize my life and stuff. But what I am asking you to do, stop doubting yourself. When you're ready to really change your life, you have to understand.
And we're back. So, there you go. You saw it. Man, it's like, it's the most crucial lesson I think I'll ever be able to explain to y'all. is that I know for a fact that you walk around right now thinking that whatever your life should be, what you know it should be, what you think it could be, even just what you think it could be, you think that that is meant for someone who's not like you. You're right. You're right in the sense of you're just not doing the things that it takes to be that yet. I was going to save this for like a yearly wrap-up show kind of thing for me to talk about this one, but the thing that changed me the most too, outside of that episode that you guys just saw the snippet of, the thing that changed me the most was when I listened to that Joe Rogan motivational speech where he said, you can just be the hero of your own story. You can just do that. Like, you can just wake up tomorrow and you can just start doing the shit that the hero, like when you think of your life as a movie, like your favorite movie, if you could write out your life as a movie, and you think of yourself as that main character, and all the cool shit you would have them do, what does that entail? Obviously, you don't get superpowers, fuckhead. So make it reasonable. What the fuck would that guy do? Well, for me, that motherfucker fought. So guess what I did? My turn, motherfucker. Let's go. Let's go. I don't care. If it kills me, let's go. I'm fucking ready. Let's go. Same thing. Same thing I told myself about drinking. Finally, when I was done drinking, my thing was, let's go. Even if this kills me, I'm ready to fucking go. Let's go. What is your thing? What is your thing? And does it scare the shit out of you? Because if it doesn't, it's not your thing. It has to be that big. It has to. If it's not, you're just living a content life. Some would argue, Cam, who are you to say that someone has to live a constant objective chasing life? Well, I guess you're right in that argument. I'm only talking to people who are like-minded like me, who are constantly not content where they sit. And they constantly wake up with feeling like there's something out there that they're chasing and they just can't find it. Whatever it is, they know they're capable of it. They're just trying to get to whatever that is. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to the people who, in the middle of the night, before you go to bed, you don't even want to go to bed because you're afraid there's something you missed. There's something, FOMO for sure, fear of missing out, but you're afraid that there was something else you could have done. Just a little bit more to give you an advantage. If you don't go to bed every night almost obsessing, did I do enough today? I used to be obsessive like that about religion. Did I do enough to please God today? Did I do enough to be perceived as a good Christian today? Then I became a husband. Was I a good husband? No, not the first time. I was not. So that took a hit. At the same time, I lost my religion. And then I became totally open to who I was. Who was I? You tell me. Because I surely fucking don't know. In opening up my mind, to bring it back to the beginning, opening my mind to other shit and other ways of thinking was by far the best thing I could have ever done. Only because, not because it leads me to like cannabis or fitness or fighting or anything like that, but the best thing that opening my mind and being willing to start to expand my mind, and I talk about Joe Rogan all the time, but the best thing his show ever gave me was, in the end, because of I started thinking for myself, I began to believe in myself. When I started to consider other options, I began to explore other options in my life and in my actions. So instead of just taking such a narrow approach of life, I began to expand and go, well, yeah, I did all these things for this long. And some of them worked, some of them didn't. So let me get rid of the ones that didn't, and let me take the ones that did, and then let's keep going this way. Okay, well, we've added some things, and we're going to have to get rid of some things along the way as well. That's just progress. Yeah? But that comes from being willing, one, to have something you're chasing so hard that you know that fulfilling it is the only way you'll ever really be alive anyway. So you're going to chase it or die trying. Right? That's how I feel right now. That's how I felt my whole life. Whatever that is. I don't know. I'm just a pawn in the universe. I'm just a guy who's here for, I think, to make an impact on people's lives. But how I do that, life seems to keep changing that up on me. But I'm, in a sense, just a messenger of, what I hope people believe their life can be, which is a kind person to everyone, regardless of who they are, what they've done, or anything. You can be a kind person. And then on top of that, you can really be a self-made person who is stands on the pride of you never had to screw people over to provide for your family, and you could still do that while being a good moral person. You have no #MeToo shit come up, and you're a good father, you're a good husband or a good wife and a good mother if you're a female. You could be all these things. And I guess it's, the story that's been told a million times. It's the Cinderella story that a kid from Columbus, Ohio can come through all this shit that I have and battle through it all and come out to be a success story, if nothing the fuck else, to the people in my life. That's when everything, I think, changed for me. And that was pretty recent. Where I stopped caring about who was listening to me around the world or who was watching me around the world, but who's watching me in my life, man. Because my kids are out there here now, but my kids are watching me. That's hella important. That's the only thing that matters. It's what my kids think of me. Then after that, what does my wife think of me? What does my parents, my sister, what does my family think of me? Then my friends, my close friends, what do they think? And outside of that, man, it's when you're on this chase to find yourself, you'll find that pick up pieces that feel genuine, you're gonna lose because you're gonna feel like, oh, this is me. This is me right now, and this is who I am as a person. And I can tell you, if you're under the age of 25, that's going to change a lot. It's going to change a lot, but always be willing to feel. Always be willing to feel deeply, feel emotionally. You're gonna, if you're a human, especially if you're like me. I feel very deeply, and I feel deeply, and I feel it about a lot of shit all the time. About most things that I think and consider, I feel very deeply about them. That's hard. That's hard to do. A lot of people would say, well, hey, quit being so dramatic or emotional or whatever. And to that, I will respond with, I wish it was that fucking easy, right? There are some days I wake up in the morning and I'm at 85 out of 100 temper level. And that's just how we're starting the day. I have other days that I'm 85 out of 100, motivated as fuck, and just ready to go. The only difference is when I'm angry at 85, sad at 85, happy at 85, or motivated as fuck at 85, now I just get up and do the same shit regardless. That's it. And when I get up, and I'm bitching, moaning, and complaining, walking through the house at 4 a.m. because I've got to go on a run or I have to come in here and meditate, but I don't even want to be awake. I'm learning about myself. I'm doing, and I have to adjust slightly, guys, I'm sorry. I'm going back to what I had previously said, which is I'm taking time of solitude. I'm intentionally making myself do shit to hold myself accountable to a standard of life that I think I should be living at. And on top of that, I'm arguing with myself. Motherfucker, I don't want to be up right now. And then my other side goes, hey, quit bitching. Stop complaining. Get up. Go and fucking run and shut up. Shut up. Like, guys, that's the way I talk to myself. It's probably a little psychotic, but, like, it's even the same when I'm working out or when I'm fighting or when I'm doing business. Do what needs to be done. That's it. We don't need to talk about anything else. Do what needs to be done. We're going to do that. Great. Excellent. Once it's done, then we can talk about personal stuff and we can go out and have lunch and all that stuff. That's just how I've always been. That's how I've always been. I'm a very intense person. I feel like if you listen to this show, you have to be a very intense person. If you're not, I think I come off as a lot to people if you're not similar to me in the regards of you feel very passionately. We lost the fucking video once again, motherfuckers. Yeah, I feel like if you listen to this shit, especially like one like this where I'm rambling a whole lot, if you listen to shit like this and you don't, I think one, you would almost have to be an introvert. I think I am whatever the aptitude test would be, like an introvert / extrovert. I like obviously putting myself out on social media and in that way, but I also really, really require my time alone. I think if you listen to this show, you have to kind of feel the similar way because this show is a fucking roller coaster. As you guys see here, this is one of the old school loosey-goosey podcasts where Cam just rambles. And sometimes that's what it is, man. This bitch is ugly. It's life. Life is, God bless, it can be ugly, man. It can be ugly as fuck. And that is okay. Yeah? Here's what I want to do. Road to Redemption podcast listeners. It's December 12th, 2019. Yeah. I want to send a message out to anyone who listens to this show, anyone who's ever listened to it, even if you don't listen anymore. I hope this message somehow reaches you. I hope that the people that find this podcast episode 10 years, 20 years, 50 years from now, to my kids who will listen to it, I love you very much. I want you guys to promise me one thing going into the holiday season. You will find one person, just one, that's all I'm asking. It could be more, but find one person. Make their month. I'm not even going to say make their holiday season. Make their month something special without buying them anything. Whatever that is, I'd like to see it. Like I said, I don't want to start it. I don't want to do like what I started this episode with, where we're doing good things for people and then we're posting about it to kiss our own ass. But I would almost like to do it like a game. Like, could we start a game of some sort? Or almost like a secret elf thing where random acts of kindness go on throughout the country, throughout the world, throughout the whatever state. I don't give a shit. But somehow you guys we figure out a hashtag and people find the hashtag and they go and they see these random acts of kindness going around, and that'd be pretty cool, especially if it was organically started on this show. But guys, go and do something for somebody, honestly, to make their month that doesn't require you buying them anything. And then for you, this month, do it. Don't consider doing it. Don't think about doing it. This month, find what your change is going to be. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Guys, we're going into a new decade. It's going to be 2020. If you're old enough to listen to this podcast, if you know what a fucking podcast is and you're old enough to listen to the one about the stuff I talk about, then you're old enough for me to tell you it's time for you to figure out what you want to do. And if you know, then great. You can still listen and take something from this. Specifically you, if you know what you want to do, I want you to listen to this. I need you to figure out I need you to figure out why you're going to do it. Not because you're going to provide for your family or because you're going to chase your dreams. I don't want to hear that bullshit. Why are you going to become a lawyer? For what? A lawyer for what? Figure it out. You're going to become a doctor? A doctor of what? A doctor of pediatrics? A doctor of, whatever? Or are you going to be a radio lab technician? What are you going to do? And then why are you going to do it? What specifically draws you to that? Once you figure that out, that will be the reason you never stop. Whatever drew you there initially. If you wake up on January 1st and the only thing you're working towards is keeping that new Planet Fitness membership that you just got, you are fucking up, dog. You are fucking up. I'm gifting you Merry fucking Christmas. Almost more than half a month to figure it out. If not where you want your life to be, figure it out. Quit waiting on the degree that you don't have to be attainable. Go get it. Quit waiting for the shape you're not in. Go get in it. And stop, for the love of fucking everything in the world, blaming the reason your life didn't work out on your baby mom, your baby dad, your wife, your ex-wife, your ex-husband, your ex-uncles, brothers, sisters, you get it. Quit blaming other people for your shit. One of the greatest things I ever did was take extreme ownership, as Jocko Willink calls it, of my life. And I did that before I read that book, but that book was highly impactful to me. Extreme ownership is you take responsibility for everything in your life. My dad made me do that quite a few years ago. I was bitching, moaning, and complaining because my life was in a bad spot. I was out of jail for the third time, going through a divorce. I had just fucked everything up pretty royally for the third time, and I was in trouble. And I was bitching, moaning, and complaining. Well, my ex-wife is like this, and this is what's going on with my daughter, and this, it's not fair. And my dad goes, you understand you got yourself in that position by marrying that bitch? You get it? You get that? It's all your fault, right? None of this happens had you not done problem number one, which I told you not to do. So, everything leading up to that, or from that, it's on you. And when I hit, I was like, damn, he's right. It's real hard. So then, for a life that I had complained about, that was a life I lived in for 5 years. And I spent another, year almost complaining about it after it was over? Complaining about how terrible it was. And my pops finally was like, hey, dickhead, you know you did that to you? You get it? And then once I realized it about that, I went back further into my life. So I just cleared up 5 years of garbage in my head that, boop, tossed it out. Almost like a therapy session in one talk. Boom, gone. I don't use those excuses anymore. That mental block is gone. Of anything related to my past, my ex, that's why, honestly, I hate to say this, I don't remember a lot of it because I've literally trashed it. It doesn't matter. It's unimportant. What anyone did to me, anything, doesn't matter. Not important. Yeah, man. Life. It's some crazy shit, but I know you guys are trying. You motherfuckers are giving her hell, huh? Especially if you stick around to this show. I believe that every one of you that listens to this, we're 40 minutes in now. Every one of you that listens to this show, I truly, truly do believe you are doing your absolute best out there. And I am so damn proud of you. I just could not even imagine. You tuned into this show because you at least hoped that I was going to give you some jewel that was going to set you on fire this week. And I hope I did that for you. I hope I did. It's Friday. You guys made it. Tomorrow, most of you guys will be on a weekend where you get to relax and enjoy time with your family. That'll be great. I hope you guys do that. Like I said, please go make someone's month. Don't buy them shit. Just go do something. Oh, my God. What's the yawning? Jesus, I need to take a nap. Okay, gotta go pick up the babies. Go make someone's month. Don't buy them shit. Do something. Have a conversation with them. Grab a lunch with them. I'm not saying you can't pay for their lunch just because you can't buy nothing for them, but you get it. Spend time with someone. It doesn't have to be a family member. It could be a random ass person you see having a bad day. Ask them, hey man, I don't know what's going on, but you want to grab a coffee? Not in a weird way. Nah, I'm married. Chill out. But you need to talk. That kind of thing. Do that, man. There's a lot of people out there that need it. Other than that, I love you guys. Thumbs up if you're watching on YouTube. Subscribe on everything. Leave me a review. It really, really helps. And we are coming into 2020 hot, baby. Yeah. At Cam William. Get at your boy. Cam Williamson Official on YouTube. And then just Cam Williamson on Facebook. There's a public figure page. It's a direct reflection of the Instagram. You ain't missing shit. I'm still rambling. I'm gone. See ya. Have a good weekend.